What's cracking YouTube? It's your boy Dope back again with another reaction. We got my guy Kenny from Through the Wire. He got NBA players with the most to prove this season. I'm gonna get off my list. Most you got Ben Simmons. He gotta prove. He gotta prove his jump shot. He gotta show us, not even improve a jump shot. He just gotta show us a jump shot. Uh, Hopefully my guy Porzingis is healthy. He had a 20-9 year. What I want from him this year, I want at least give me 23, 24 and 10. Give me 24 and 10. You had a 20-9 year injured. 24 and 10 should be easy. Who else? Pascal Siakam, I think he has to prove something this year because even if he was injured, but you can't have Porzingis numbers, bruh. You can't have Porzingis numbers. Both y'all can. As a first option, you can't have Porzingis numbers. But I think those is my top three. I want Porzingis, Ben Simmons, and Pascal Siakam to show me something this year. And I think Porzingis is easily going to do that. Hopefully Pascal does it too. And Ben, I don't know what the hell. I think I just seen Ben Simmons is Woj just said that he not playing again. He's not playing again with the Sixers, so I guess that's what's happening. But before we start this video, man, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button for daily bangers from your boy. Let's get it.
What's the word, y'all? I know I'm speaking for everybody when I say I cannot wait for the NBA season to start. So much so I'm looking forward to the preseason. Nobody cares about preseason. I'm looking forward to that. It kind of happens the same way every year for me. We hit the offseason, and I'm like, man, I can't wait for the Summer League. And then I watch one day of Summer League, and I'm like, I'll see y'all when the preseason come around. Then the preseason come around, I watch one day of preseason, like, it don't really count, so let's wait to the regular season. I just need to see basketball. I need to see NBA-level basketball. And I guess the preseason around the corner, October 5th, the Bulls go against the Cavaliers, and I'm trying to be in attendance. It's the day after my birthday gift, so maybe I'll be there, maybe I won't. But it got me thinking about players that have a lot to prove. It's basically just an avenue for me to talk about some players that's been on my mind. Take it with a grain of salt. Like one of these players, the first player we're going to talk about is a player that has cemented himself as a Hall of Famer. He's one of the greatest point guards of all time. He doesn't have anything to prove, but I just want to talk about Russell Westbrook.
I knew it.
Player in the NBA. I asked him the question about legacy because I'm very curious of how people view the word legacy or their own personal legacy. And a lot of the old NBA players give me a similar response when they say, I really don't care. I feel like Russell Westbrook feels the same way. He does not care about his legacy. He knows where he stands. He is a Hall of Famer. He has won an MVP award, all of those things. But he's never won that championship, and this is probably the best shot he's going to get since the KD days when they were actually in the finals. And when I say Russell Westbrook has a lot to prove, you see I keep doing this because it's just an avenue for me to talk. This year is going to be any different than any year of Russell Westbrook's career. Think about OKC. When they started off, he was second fiddle to Kevin Durant. Then Kevin Durant goes to the Golden State Warriors, and now Russell Westbrook has his own team. He leads them to the playoffs on a crazy... Do you remember the Russell Westbrook MVP season? The race between him and James Harden? Oh, my God. Anyway, he wins MVP. All of that washes up. He ends up in his next destination. And now he's been the guy for his team for, 2 years now? 3 years since Kevin Durant has left. And now he goes to Houston, and now I'm back to second fiddle for the first time in a couple years. Didn't really work out. Then he ends up in Washington. He's second fiddle to Bradley Beal. Didn't really work out. And now with the Lakers, he's the third guy. Now, on a lot of nights, he will be the one guy. He will be the two guy. But when it matters the most, and I'm talking playoff action, Russell Westbrook will probably be the third guy. And we haven't seen that. Now, in the regular season, LeBron is going to coast his way because he's 37 years old. He don't need to play 80-something games at a higher intensity, and that's one of the reasons why you trade for Russell Westbrook. Anthony Davis can be wishy-washy. As much as I hate to say it, the man be injured every other game. So you're going to get a lot of Russell Westbrook being the guy type nights, but when we come to the playoffs, and hopefully they're healthy, with a healthy AD and a healthy LeBron James, Russell Westbrook is going to have to play a role where he hasn't played before. Now, Russell Westbrook is a ball-dominant player. That's not a knock, but it's just the way he is. But even with that being said, he has played very well as second fiddle. You got to think about it. Kevin Durant led the league in scoring and won an MVP with Russell Westbrook on the side. He goes to Houston. James Harden practically averages 35 points per game. Then he ends up in Washington, and Bradley Beal leads the league in scoring too. So even though Russell Westbrook is a ball-dominant player, he still finds a way to let whatever the star of the team is be him, be them. And now it's just a little bit different with them being the third. Him being the third. This is
You know what I like about the Russell Westbrook that a lot of people don't. I guess they don't think about this aspect. Um, Russell Westbrook does a lot of. I like when he pass and cut because he's real aggressive and explosive. And just thinking about that pairing with LeBron and AD, it's like I like just think about it. I can pass it to LeBron, cut to the basket, and you know I'm gonna blow by my defender. Get the ball, about to rise up. I get contested. I can drop it off to AD. That is, bro. That will be beautiful. When I say that ball movement would be beautiful, but it's other stuff that you'll be like, would this work? Would this work? So we gonna have to see that. But I think that one little aspect would be, you know what I'm saying? That's the main thing I'm
It's his
looking
best
for.
chance to win an NBA championship since, again, the OKC year where they were in there. And at that age, I think he was like 22 years old, and now he's older and mature. I don't have much doubt in my mind that Russell Westbrook will be able to adapt to certain situations, but I need Coach Frank Vogel to really step up his coaching. Not saying something, telling a championship coach to step it up. But one of the things that I believe that Russell Westbrook needs to do to be highly effective, especially in the playoffs, is be active off the ball. Russell Westbrook has been an off the ball player in a very, very long time. He kind of like, you got to think about what the system was in Houston. It was like, watch James Harden work, and I'm going to be in the dunker spot sometimes because I'm a 6'4" center because we traded Clint Capella away, or Bradley Beal going to work, and I'm kind of going to sit here. I believe that Russell Westbrook has the potential to be one of the greatest cutters in the NBA.
If Caruso can do it, so can Russ. I'm telling you, what did I just say? I literally just said that.
Frank Vogel made him do
See,
that more often.
IQ on 1,000, bro. So when y'all hear me talk basketball, I don't want to ever hear casual because I really do this basketball shit. Don't make me do that because bruh, if I really wanted to, I can go really be a coach because I know this basketball shit for real, for real. Come on now.
So this is a year where he has something to prove because it's just different. And a lot of people see them as the shoe-in to win the Western Conference. And you can't win the Western Conference if Russell Westbrook doesn't end up being the Russell Westbrook you need him to be. Today's video is inspired by a CBS Sports article that I saw that I didn't really agree with, so that's why I'm doing my own little list. These are off the top of the dome, by the way, or not really off the top of the dome, but some names that came to mind immediately. Number 2, again, is a player that has been an all-star, but now his circumstances are different than any time in his career, and that is Zach LaVine. He is my star player here in Chicago, and I've never been a person that has subscribed to the empty stats narrative around any player, whether it be Devin Booker, whether it be Zach LaVine, whether it be Karl-Anthony Towns.
If this team goes to the playoffs with Zach LaVine and he averaged 27, I expect Zach LaVine to average 30. I wouldn't say is he better than Devin Booker? If he averages 30, I think they equal. If he averages 30 this year and goes to the playoffs, he's better than Devin Booker.
To any of that, I've never.
Sorry, bro. I had to say it.
That doesn't work well. I mean, I just think about it like this: if you can hoop, you can hoop. Zach LaVine can hoop. It just so happened that there's never been a team that he's been on that has been good enough to make the playoffs. He's never had the situation to showcase to the world that he's more than an empty stats guy, and this is the year. I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to change that narrative around, but I know some people out there that still see Zach LaVine in that way. The same way they saw Devin Booker in that way last year. Then he went to the bubble, went 8-0, and helped the team, led a team, second fiddle, whatever you want to call it, to a team that went to the NBA Finals. Ain't nobody ever going to say the word empty stats and Devin Booker in the same sentence anymore. And what changed? Yes, Devin Booker has got better, but what changed was the people around him. His front office built a team that was competent.
Finally.
And guess what? He's starting to win games. Whoa, who would have thought that his teammates being good means that he's going to win more games? And Zach LaVine is in a similar opportunity right now with having the best roster he has ever been on. Ever been on. Now, what I would like from Zach LaVine this season, I don't need him to average 25, 26, 27 points per game. I don't. If he keeps that same amount of efficiency, I'm happy. If the team is winning more games, I'm happy. I want to see Zach LaVine beat some people backdoor. Zach LaVine had been holding the ball more than anybody because nobody else on the team. We had no point guards that you trust. We had no playmakers. Now we have multiple. So now the usage rate of Zach LaVine should go down, and that'll allow him to work off the ball, which I think he can be one of the best in the entire league at. Next player on my list is Pascal Siakam. I know he probably won't be there.
I'm getting it right. I'm telling y'all, I'm getting it right.
For the season opener because he had some shoulder surgery. But the narrative around Pascal Siakam has dramatically changed in just 1 year's time. He went from a guy to most improved player, all-star, all-NBA type player, to a guy that people laughed at, and he was the butt of a lot of jokes. And I would be lying to you if I didn't make jokes too. Like, told you I didn't make jokes too. I definitely have. You know what I'm saying? It's part of the thing. I mean, listen. You know how extremely unlucky that man Pascal was this season? Do you know how many shots rimmed out? And it just so happened he was spinning to shoot the shot. So, yeah, I've made some jokes. But I've never been off Spicy P Island. I still have the shirt from 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And this year, when he becomes healthy and his shoulder is okay, this is his opportunity to change the narrative around again. I don't know if he's going to be an All-NBA player. I actually doubt he'd be an All-NBA player again, but it's possible. But I think that a lot of people are turned off by the way last year happened for Pascal Siakam. There are a lot of variables that you can attribute to him playing as bad as he did. If you really think about it, he didn't have a terrible season. He just wasn't as good as he.
I ain't gonna lie. Besides what? Hold up. Injured, bruh. There's no way. I'm telling y'all, Pascal Siakam. There's no way. Tingus Pingus, bro. I joke on Kristaps Porzingis too. That's my guy though. But you know what I'm saying? It's still unicorn team. Like, what you talking about? But you had an awfully 21, 7, and 4.5. Kristaps was 29 and 1.6 assists. You had 3 more assists than Tingus Pingus, and those is awfully similar numbers as a first option. That is, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Himself, and he didn't live up to that expectation. This is a year where the expectation is like, so he got nothing to do but to jump up. And the last guy on my list, feels weird to be here, but this is a guy I want to talk about. Jaren Jackson Jr. This offseason for the Memphis Grizzlies was definitely an interesting one. They made a lot of different moves, and I think on paper, a lot of people will agree that their team might be
injured
this
though
year than it was last year. I'm not going to underestimate them because I've done that 2 years in a row. I didn't think that their rosters were good enough to make playoff pushes, and they did every year. So I'm not saying that it's impossible for them, but they made changes to say that, hey, Jaren, we need you to play more than 11 games. We traded away Jonas Valanciunas, who some people might argue was the best, most impactful player on our team other than Ja Morant. It is your time to shine. Here are the keys. Go drive. And if he can't stay healthy, and I know a lot of that is not due to himself, he can't control what type of injuries he comes down with. He needs to be good at the minimum. He has to be good for them to continue this. We're going to be good enough to compete every single night. We're going to be good enough to maybe get in a play-in and potentially still a playoff spot and then still a playoff game. He needs to be that second option for Ja Morant, and he hasn't been that for an entirety of his career just yet because he cannot stay healthy. There's no Jonas Valanciunas there no more. You got Steven Adams, who's still an okay NBA player, but it's like you, Jaren. It's you, it's Desmond, it's Dylan, it's Kyle, but a lot of it is you this year. So like I said, CBS Sports put together an article, and that was the inspiration behind this. Let me find this article, because I thought a lot of the stuff they said in this article was just like, I actually hate CBS, by the way, because they do this thing where they play a video once you go to their page. Don't do that. If you're a web designer, don't do this. This is the worst that you could possibly do. I don't even want to be here right now because this started playing. I legit want to cut this part of the video out, but I already told you that I was going to show you. So Ben Simmons, among 10 players, this feels like beating a dead horse. That's why I didn't say the name Ben Simmons in this video. Obviously, that makes sense. Whatever. Ben Simmons, number 1. Dennis Schroeder, I guess.
No, what?
Instagram, he ain't worried about that $84 million that he turned down. So shout out to him. Victor Oladipo, sure. Now, what you're going to see is that there are a lot of players coming off injuries. Well, yes, if you're going to come off an injury, yes, you have a lot to prove, but it feels like a cop-out answer. Yes, Victor Oladipo has a lot to prove. Porzingis is a really good name, but I knew it was going to be on this list, so I didn't say it. Spencer Dinwiddie, he's coming off an injury. He's got a lot to prove. Andre Drummond, I mean, sure, I just don't see...
I don't think nobody ever cared about Andre Drummond.
Just because his style of player is kind of aged out of the league. Markelle Fultz coming off an injury. Kay Cunningham.
How? What the?
Oh, they're like, was he worth the tank? Okay. So sure.
What?
Robert Williams got an extension. Klay Thompson coming off an injury. That was their list. But like I said, I just wanted to talk about 4 NBA players, and I did exactly that. Let me know in the description or in the comment section who you.
He's absolutely correct. I like the. He gave me a different perspective on the Zach LaVine, because I was like, I think if he did the same thing he did last year with this team, there's a no brainer that they make the playoffs. So, but he did give me a different perspective on that. Russ, who else? It was Russ, Jaren Jackson, and who was the last one?
It's you, it's Desmond, it's Dylan, it's Kyle. If you
Jaren Jackson.
We had no playmakers. Now we have multiple. So now,
damn, it was Russ, LaVine, Jared Jackson. I forgot the other person. Oh my god! But we seen Tinkus Pinkus and Ben Simmons on there. I don't know why they put Andre Drummond's bum ass on there, but it is what it is. But this was a W video. Shout out to Kenny and YouTube, man. I'm out of here. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, comment other videos I should watch next, man. And I'll catch you on the flip.